Welcome to everybody that is new to my channel. I am so excited to have you here, and I've gotten quite a few new subscribers in the last month, and I am so glad to have you. Hi everybody, it's Chelsea, and it's time to catch you guys up again with another travel vlog. So the last place that we left off, we started making our way up to Carlsbad, New Mexico, to meet up with my brother and his girlfriend. First and foremost, I need to tell you guys about the campsite that we stayed at right outside of Carlsbad Caverns, New Mexico. So it was in a town called Queens, New Mexico, and it was on the top of a mountain, and it was so sick. Like, in order to get to it, you had to drive through this ranch, and you can't go too fast because it's like the kind of ranch where there's cows that just walk into the road, and there's all these little baby cows. It was really cool. We were looking at other places to stay around Carlsbad. Places were so expensive, and they were sold out, and like, it was like every campsite was right next to each other, and it was just like too much. Like, it was too much. It just didn't seem worth it. And so we find this place in Queens, New Mexico, not too far from the caverns. It's super affordable. There's a restaurant there. It's on top of a mountain. You have a view. It's like, it's just so cool. And the people that ran it were so nice to us. Like, I couldn't believe how well they treated us. It was like we were old family, like coming home to them. It was so cool. My brother and his girlfriend met us there and didn't get there until like really late that night. And so the next day, the plan was to go down to Carlsbad Caverns. And this is where I had a moment. I'm getting over it now, but like, it was really rough for me. I don't have a lot of footage of Carlsbad Caverns National Park, which I should have a lot of footage. I should be telling you this really cool story about how crazy this cavern was and like all this stuff, but I can't because I had a panic attack, which is really disappointing to me, as you know. Some of you guys are new, so let me explain. In case you don't know this about me yet, I have been diagnosed with panic disorder and PTSD. Panic disorder isn't really easy to get over, and it's not just like having panic attacks every once in a while for a specific reason. It's literally like, you have panic attacks, you can have them. I used to have them several times a day, every single day of my life, for no reason whatsoever, and it's debilitating. Like, honestly, you feel like you cannot function as a human being. Honestly, just really embarrassing. I went to therapy for a few years, and I got better, and I got better, and I got better. And part of this trip is to push me even further to get better with handling my own anxiety and my panic attacks. Well, so I've been on the road now for 10 weeks, and I have not had a panic attack until I got to Carlsbad Caverns. Alright, let me just explain. Carlsbad Caverns is actually incredible. It's these massive caves, 800 feet below the surface of the earth. It's like just over a mile of a hike down into these caverns, and then there's this one part of it that's called the big room. It is literally the size of a giant hotel underneath the ground, and it's a cave. The hike down is pretty steep. So there's two options. You can either hike straight into the entrance, and it's like I said, just over a mile, or you can take an elevator down 800 feet to get in. And same thing on the way back out. You can either hike out of it a mile and something, but now upwards, really steep, 800 feet steepness level, or you can take an elevator up. They told us before that we went down, the line to do the elevator up is 2 hours long. I knew this when I was going down, and the line for the elevator to go down was also pretty long. So we were just gonna do We were gonna hike down in it, since the hike down is obviously easier, and then we were going to try to hike back out. I started feeling claustrophobic in this cave underground, and I shouldn't have, because the room, like I said, was massive. But the thing is that in my head I was overthinking. I knew there's one real way out of here, and that's to walk out of here. Can we just wait for a minute? You good? Yeah, I'm just debating on whether or not I should go. Go where? Down. And if something crazy happens and that entrance gets blocked, or if I'm not physically able to make it up there, then I'm stuck down here in this cave. And I'm starting to have a panic attack. And when you have a panic attack, you feel like you need to get out of wherever you are immediately. I wasn't feeling very well. I didn't know if I can hike back out of this thing. So I was scared to go any further down. And I also knew that since I was panicking and I wanted to get out, I didn't want to wait in line for an elevator for 2 hours. I wasn't thinking logically, okay? Keep in mind, I'm in my panic attack brain, and my panic attack brain is telling me, get out right now. Oh my God, you're gonna die. Leave. I left. And my brother and his girlfriend continued the hike down. They saw everything. They had a really good time. They said it was absolutely beautiful. And Dylan and I hiked back out because we hadn't gotten all the way to the bottom yet. And I got to my car and I started crying. You know, the whole thing that you do when you feel like completely limited by your own body and your own mind. And it's really frustrating because I felt like I'm in one of the most beautiful places in the world. I'm 24 years old and I should be enjoying myself to the fullest, and I can't. Like, a lot of people will tell you, well, just like get over it. And it's like, yeah, like that would be really nice if I could just get over it. Like, I didn't really get to see Carlsbad Caverns, but I did see a part of it, and it's okay. It's okay. It's okay now. I'm trying to keep in mind that just because that happened doesn't mean that I haven't made progress with this whole thing. The fact that I even tried it is a big deal, and the fact that I have been out here for even just 10 weeks, like, it's a big deal for me, and like, I'm gonna be proud of that, and I'm gonna choose to just to not be discouraged with myself or frustrated with myself, because I'm still trying. So the next day we drove from Queens, New Mexico up to a town called Truth or Consequences, which is right there. That's where Elephant Butte State Park is. And we stayed there for the next like couple of days, and we had a really good time there. That campground is really beautiful. Everyone's on a slant and it all leads down to this like lake, and it's in the middle of a desert, and it's really pretty. And so we hung out there, and then me and Brooke, which is my brother Sal's girlfriend, we went to Albuquerque the next day, and we started checking out the petroglyphs, which are the really old drawings like on rocks and stuff, and I'm sure you've seen pictures of them. And we did that, and we hung around Old Town Albuquerque and kind of like walked around the city for a little bit, had a really good time, and then went back. And then the next day, all of us, being me, Brooke, my brother Sal, and Dylan, my travel buddy, we went to White Sands, New Mexico, which this place is pretty cool. Like, if you ever get the chance, go to this place, because I've never seen anything quite like it. And it's basically just sand dunes. You really want we said goodbye to my brother and Brooke, and they started driving back to the Carolinas because spring break was over. So Dylan and I went back up to Albuquerque and stayed there, and then this is where I had to get some work done on the car. I'm gonna insert like the footage that I filmed at the time that we were trying to like fix these things, and you guys are going to end up laughing at me again because it seems like every single time I have a problem, the answer is like the most obvious thing in the entire world, but I overcomplicate everything. Dylan and I are about to go to U-Pull-It place and try to get the spare tire key that turns down the crank that lowers the spare tire or whatever. Earlier this morning I went to a Firestone place, and I just want to give a shout out real quick. Firestone here, there's a guy here named Jared, and I want to give a huge shout out to him because he spent like an hour with me earlier just like trying to get the rust off of those chains and helping me lower down the thing and fix it. He basically said, look, if you were my sister, I would want someone to do this for you too. And so this is pretty annoying. I'm at a U-Pull-It place. They don't have the thing that I need, so I don't know what to do. The spare tire is just gonna be back there with little Banksy, and she's using it as a pillow. So yesterday, remember how I went on that huge thing all day long to try to find that certain tool that I needed to get the spare tire thing down? Well, after about an hour of Dylan searching for one in a U-Pull-It place where it was really hot outside, it turns out that the thing was in my car the entire time. Not under the trunk where all the parts are supposed to be, but under the back seat on the passenger side. So this seems to be a rolling lesson for me, is that every time I have a problem, the answer is probably a lot more obvious than I initially anticipate. I'm kind of ready to get out of New Mexico, and I'm glad we're moving on and we're going to Colorado. So that's Albuquerque and that's New Mexico, and that's my experience with Carlsbad Caverns. That's my experience with New Mexico in general. Basically, the whole state looks the same. So from New Mexico, we are heading up to Colorado, which is a place that I've always wanted to go, and we're actually going to meet up with one of Dylan's friends, his name is Nyet, and hang out there for a little while and explore the Rocky Mountains, and I am so stoked. So anyway, this has been a travel vlog update for you guys. I am sorry that I did not have a ton of footage of all the cool places that I went. It's just, like I said, I was feeling a little bit discouraged from what happened. It's just, I'll move on from it. I'm going to start filming again more, and I'm not going to be discouraged by what happened. I do have 2 people to give shout outs to for becoming patrons on my Patreon account and donating to me. That is so cool. They are Daniel and Jeremiah. Every single person that donates to me, I mean, it's seriously, I say this every single time, it means so much. There was this one woman, I'm not going to give names, she messaged me and she said that she had terminal cancer and that she was enjoying so much seeing these new places through my eyes and through my videos and being able to explore off of someone's YouTube channel. When you guys donate, like, I really feel like that, okay, so that's like part of my income. That's part of how I do this, and it just makes me feel so good to be able to share this life with you. I just want you guys to know that it means so much to me, every single person that donates, even if it's just $1. I can't express my gratitude enough to you. Subscribe to my channel if you are interested in more travel vlogs. Also, what seems to be a little bit more popular are my nomad tips that I have been doing, where I give weekly tips on a specific topic on how you can turn this into your lifestyle as well. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Please leave comments down below. I read every single one, and I have gotta say, I've been pretty good at replying to all of you guys. So keep leaving comments. I read all of them. I love having conversations with you guys. I love feeling like I know some of you at this point, and I'm just so stoked that I can communicate this with you guys. It just makes me so excited. Until next time, guys.